Hello，大家好啊！又嚟到偷 well 嘅時間啦。即係搞到屠晒城咁樣，我都唔知入唔入去做個主線好。而家搞到，不如入啦，好唔好啊？我哋入啦。反正入去都係最多咪殺晒佢哋，係咪？係咪都殺㗎啦？一定好撚多守衞，正門大佬，正門都冇守衞，仆街！
They got the drop on us. You got him. That's the last of them.
我不嬲都唔爬嗰啲乜鬼嘢隧道啊，係咪先？呢個橫掂都係入去啦。
I never could have handled the desk job.
係嘛？嗰個係機械人嚟嘅啫嘛，屌！save 啊，我入去。話入就入啊，驚你啊！真係驚閪你啊！真係。我點解聽到有廣東話嘅喎？玩到咁真係冇嘢好玩，殺到啲人開始冇嘢跌添啦，仆街！其實市民如果冇咩呢，我真係諗住殺埋啲市民。都係喺樓上。都係喺樓上，咁頭先就唔應該入嚟嘅咯喎，係嘛？出邊明明有 lift 㗎，係是但入咗嚟嘅都。交！揾揾有冇把突擊步槍係可以。上到嚟啦，應該又有好多守衞嘅，一不出所料啦。 不出所料啦，屌！若然你話佢有鎖匙咁就好啦，我唔見有喎，但係屌嗱聲，冇奶油嘅喎，玩到冇人有鎖匙咁大。反而呢度會入到，嗰邊入唔到，冇搞錯，冇搞得錯啊！呢度做咩啊？
Just goes to show you never really see your hometown till you travel with a visitor.
The fuck？ 出唔到去嘅，屌個露台咁靚，出唔到去，冇搞錯啊！
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
係真係會有人信㗎，你唔好講笑啊！真係會有人信㗎。
That was all a story, wasn't it? It's not real.
I don't know about you, but I'm all for living fast and dying young.
未睇完啊！Assessing. What is taking so long? Percival. Damn the funeral LG。黐線！呢度可以出翻去啩？佢咁係因為做乜嘢要鎖住道門啊？咁出邊啫，落翻樓啦咁。咁呢度要100開鎖先至可以過到。最憎嗰啲100嘅鎖噶啦，邊可能可以100到啊？嘥人100唔見有用，妖！應該唔會突然間有守衛啩？呢度就有守衛啦，會一定好撚多添。唔係呢度。
That was a nice warm-up.
restricted access， 妖。先，最後去埋同一個地方嘅。
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That back?
屌到未啊！佢做 human testing 啦，仲做乜鬼 animal testing 啊？
No visitors allowed, citizen. I'm gonna need to see some identification. What? I don't need to see your identification. Move along.
哇！我而家唔係 persuasion， 我係催眠喎而家。先。我屌！
Nice going.
Yes。好彩我學到叮多落劈啫，冇人添啊，仲要。封住咗啫係嘛？唔係冇啊！點解個罐好似空空地咁嘅？屌佢哋都冇 佢哋都冇個瘋狂科學家，根本就做唔到。冇用嘅，啲人救唔返嘅。佢哋根本就冇 Phoenix 嘅幫手，根本就完成唔到 formula。佢哋無論如何都係死嘅。不如俾我算啦。基本上我呢度已經搞掂，我上返船就走得。剩翻嘅任務唔多啦，但係我應該係 skip 咗好多，因為係咧，因為我根本就好多人接都接唔到。
Don't you think we ought to go inside?
I suppose.
Rizzo's knock you out bar.
I'm afraid I can't come down.
Taco bar with caramel and pea-free nuts in it. It's not
咩先？
for a KYO.
Luxury munition。係咪有間鋪可以買衫？哇！打唔爛㗎個玻璃櫃，好嘢喎！好嘢喎！佢玻璃櫃打唔爛㗎喎。
The dissidents actually took over the refinery. I can't
Now
believe
requires no
it.
mixing. Seriously, don't mix it. Anti-Cleo's Energizer toilet.
Wouldn't it be something to see an Earth assault cruiser land here?
Don't be ridiculous.
hope this fancy soap we got is extra.
佢哋嘅屠城 play 搞掂嗰一段落，跟住我哋做埋呢個約會大作戰。
Captain, Felix and the vicar are arguing again.
Young Millstone, you look pensive.
I don't know what that means, but I've been thinking. It ain't easy carrying a torch for the Rangers.
I understand. The Rangers' victories are your victories. Their defeats are likewise crushing.
You serious? Wow, Max. Never expected you to understand.
This may come as a surprise to you, Felix, but I understand what it is to be a fan.
That's so. You know something? Maybe I was wrong about you.
To be a fan is to live vicariously through another. You feel you are one with the Rangers.
You ain't been the same ever since your drug swing, Max.
You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I think you're being modest. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. I'm actually a little impressed. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Don't worry about pay. The board always rewards good work. Wells was our mistake. We failed to apprehend him for years. I'm asking you to help me correct that mistake. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal. When you're done, come speak to me in my office.
Adjutant Akande's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's get out of here。咁就梗係唔去住啦。之前咁多嘢未做。
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side.
I swear, next time we put into Groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her over. Oh, I'm so nervous. Having trouble focusing on my work. Oh, you mean Sam? He's just the sweetest, ain't he? A real charmer, my dad'd say. You should try talking to him. You'll see. He's a hoot.
"好，即係得啦，係嘛？梗係想關 Baker 啦，咁多嘢做。
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Hey, boss. I've been thinking. If we wanted the board's attention, we got options. Piracy, vandalism, maybe some light arson. We want to put some fear in the board, right? Get them scared of us. I want to believe you, but the adjutant didn't seem too scared of us. You just got an audience with Sophia Conde. That's the adjutant to the chairman? You sure we should be trusting her? If you think she's using us, why'd you give her the time of day? I know we're freelancers and all. We take work where we can find it. But we gotta be vigilant, you know? This is how the board gets you. A job here, an errand there. Before you know it, you're calling him sir and ma'am. Just trying to watch out for you, boss. I appreciate your time. Let's get back to it.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
All right. She's on her way. How do I look? Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right, all right. Deep breath. Here I go.
你未換衫喎？我特登買衫俾你，你唔着？哇，都有換衫。
Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
哇我落船佢就完咗㗎啦！搞錯啊！落船嚟我想返去。
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Oh my gosh, Felix, you got to hear this. You remember that spin-off series about the mass marketeer? Halcyon Helen's coming on for a special romance arc? Ah! What if they hold hands?
Wow, are you serious? I gotta get a copy of that.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. I feel like running laps around the cargo bay. So she got here, and, well, she sneezed. She said, wow, new soap? And I was like, yeah, rosish. Turns out it tickled her nose. Oops. And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, oh, real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, is that dustbat casserole? I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person.
So the meal went well. The dessert too?
Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted, strong, smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes! And then she sneezed again, on account of the flowery soap. We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it'd work, how I've had a bad time of it in the past. She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. I said I might like that. It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
What a mess! What a mess!
Picture of Junlei and Parvati. 等，未搞掂，大佬，都仲係好落船嘅。
Purple berry punch. A soft sour
乜撚嘢音樂？
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
This is why I always ask for half my payment up front.
I like her, Captain. Let's go before we have to paint this office with her blood.
咁先算叫做做晒濕泥嘅任務，唔係嘛？Let's see reputation, groundbreaker, iconicus, MSI 濕泥，同對 board, confused neutral, deserter, species choice.
Captain, Felix and the vicar are arguing again. We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
冇下一陣，我已經唔記得咗呢個地方係點行。
This looks like a place. You ready to get my money or what?
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind. Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
It's like they say, there's no cure for that.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off.
我都係去廁所先。
We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium. Legally speaking, corporations are not allowed to operate on Monarch, but financially speaking, there are certain costs to running a business from within Byzantium's walls. So while our official address is in the city, and while our office here is technically an extension of that address, we found it more expedient to conduct our key operations here. So we can... what's the phrase? Pass savings to the consumer, of course.
If you say so.
Oh, it's certainly not about what I say. That's all down to our legal team and our CFO. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. Of course she is. The paperwork says so.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully, I'm still Marilyn Fenhill.
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and classy woman with impossibly fine bone structure. That couldn't possibly be you.
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone's said to me in a long while.
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. I think you have something in your eye. Perhaps I can interest you in our ocular abnormality coverage. That's for the best. What can I do for you?
That's all for now.
They'll never see us.
偷咗張時卡，就開咗佢。原來側邊都上到嚟嘅喎，屌你！不了啦，屌！ 搞掂。你去邊啊？
Can we talk? You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it. Hey, you did the real work. All I had to do was not be dead. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs. Come on, I thought we were celebrating. You want me to think about the future? You talk like someone who likes lists. Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here? Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee. Could have fooled me with all your tough talk. What's gotten into you? You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered with you. You don't have to get all mushy about it. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests. It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh?
咁就完晒所有 quiz 㗎。OK 喎，又係喎，我真係做咗好多，真係做咗好多 companion quiz 喎。的而且確。
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
You ever notice how our crew's a lot like that crime family from the Masked Marketeer?
What's that make the vicar?
Max? I was thinking maybe one of the butlers. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna tell him. And what about me?
A scion of Byzantium turned to banditry? You've got to be the Masked Marketeer.
Ooh. Tactical time dilation 射 JJ 30次黐線。Kill an enemy under the effects of foresight 點打啊，大佬！哇，佢啲成就好多都要特登嚟喎。
We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
睇下先。
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my
你好
formula.
啊。
I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish? You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly 0 progress. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our lives frozen in stasis. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
Holy shit, there is a ray.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system microjumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. Certainly. How can I help? Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors. Huh. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time. The enemy is bound to discover my hideout sooner or later. I'm prepared for that eventuality. This is just my way of buying myself a little time. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses.
I'll be back.死啦！28呢啫喎，仆街啦！封頂都未封喎，點算啊？Running cacophony protocol, replicating artificial interference.
That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
Revenge。差唔多啦，我哋就嚟去到。
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
Dead center. Next round's on you.
Shh, the captain's coming. Put your gun away. Act casual.
Oh, yes. This'll about do. That's a mighty clean weapon. Yep. Ain't no call for a closer inspection by anybody.
So, sneak onto a lost colony ship and skip it across the system. What could go wrong?
Everything can go wrong. Shit.
So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit right under the board's nose? Something tells me you're the first person to ever utter those words, Captain. I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme? I'll do anything for a good story, and nothing shines on a pirate's resume like a successful suicide mission. But I asked you first. Come on, Captain. That sounds like a bad movie line. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy? This is why I like you, Captain. Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else?
Hey, Cap.
Sometimes I wonder about Mr. Hawthorne. What was he like? Why'd he make the computer a talkie? You think he got lonely, flying about on his own?
Captain, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Because I'm not in the business of arresting my own allies. You have my word. Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's go。好啦，我哋翻返去 Byzantium 嗰度及咯，係咪？
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
誒，終於都唔係敵對嘞噃！耶！我就唔可以入翻城，但係都 因為啲市民都仍然係會打鳩我啊！哇 Tinker 減90%，都仲係咁貴，有冇搞錯啊？
Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on through.
Oh, sorry 咯。上次懟低晒呢啲人。
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. I understand you've infiltrated the ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
The powerful make the mistakes, and the powerless are left paying the price, as it has always been. Tell me, Adjutant, have you anything to offer beyond the usual false platitudes?
I'm offering decisive action, Vicar DeSoto. I can no longer depend on lazy, weak-willed bureaucrats to help me rescue Halcyon. I need someone with a backbone, someone like your captain.
What's in this for you? There's gotta be an angle. There always is for people like you.
I appreciate your skepticism, Dr. Fenhill, but I'm not doing this for any personal gain. My angle is the preservation of our colony by any means possible. Nothing more, and nothing less. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. Yes, the colony's on the verge of collapse, but there is a way to save it.
不如試下。Wells 嗰個 plan 咯。
We need to talk about Emerald Vale. You handed Edgewater over to a band of dissidents. I can't have this. Adelaide McDevitt and her people have no place in the Halcyon that is to come. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No survivors.
I get that you board types are all about efficiency, but isn't this a bit much?
I'm asking your captain to amputate a rotting limb from the colony. I'd expect you to understand, Dr. Fenhill.
I cannot condone this plan. Wanton, senseless destruction of life is never the solution.
I don't need you to approve of my plan, Vicar. I need you to get it done. Now is not the time for half measures, Captain. I need a decision from you. You replaced a loyal, if hard-headed, town leader with a revolutionary. Adelaide's people have turned Edgewater into a hub of dissidents. These people are dangerous. They're going to become more dangerous after the collapse. We need to put them down. Now. Because we were negligent. You're right, the colony can't possibly feed itself. And it's our fault. This is our mess. And the only way we're cleaning it up is by taking action. I'm not asking you to be a murderer. I'm asking you to be a surgeon. Edgewater is a necrotic limb on the body of the colony. It must be severed. Don't fool yourself. The dissidents occupying Edgewater are rebels harboring dangerous and seditious ideas. Left to their own devices, their numbers will grow. Graham Bryant and his merry band of morons caused enough trouble on Monarch. I won't risk the same thing happening in Edgewater. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd hate to have you shot for disobeying a direct order.
我點解要剔？我點解要剔你嘅 order 啊？我咁辛苦救翻 Edgewater 嗰班人，唔係為咗我而家喺度懟翻佢哋係嘛 ？Go to hell, Sophia!
I'm disappointed. I was so sure you had potential.
「咁辛苦先救得翻 Edgewater 嗰班人，你同我講而家你都黐撚線嘅。
Their mistake.
Nice, Captain!
Try me. Everyone all right?
「佢已經唔需要再有 pet point 㗎啦，夠㗎啦，係。 應該毫無懸念啦。
Felix and the vicar are arguing again. Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain.
Hope.
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra too. Or the Sun. You killed the adjutant? We are outlaws in the truest sense of the word now.
OK， 呢個就係原本我出嚟嘅嗰艘殖民船。Power status report log pre-launch roll call. Menu log. Hmm.佢哋嗰陣時就咁走咗。Status power status now operational.
That ought to do her, Captain.
而家已經有咁多人喺度㗎，邊度嚟㗎？
They're on us.
Bring them down! Mess with us!
打完個人都唔知去咗邊嘅喂。You gotta help me, Alexia.
Nice one!
死人咪唔識講嘢咯，啱啊！
Take him down!
仲有出嚟一扮。
That's the last of them. Down they go!
要識咁鬼死多 drones。黐線呢啲嘢點走上船㗎？What the fuck？跳唔到上去嘅喎，冇可能㗎。
They're fighting me.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be sick.
都唔係好核突啫。如果以核突嘅程度嚟講，我哋見過好多嘢核突好多。先。Current podcast 9999 OK。
Can't think of much worse than drooling on your pillow in front of a bunch of strangers.
Unit.
先啊 ，begin audio 落。吓，我已經到呢度噶啦喎，唔係就嚟尾噶啦咩？咁好，咁最多咪，玩埋聽日，屌，得喎，聽日已經聽日出啦喎。
I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
File not found。呢度純粹係睇翻佢哋嗰個船嗰啲日記嘅啫喎。 我已經唔想再睇啦。跟住喺樓，點解又有喺樓上啊嘛？係嘛？喺樓上，樓上即係呢邊啦。通頂唔難，通頂完翻工咪難咯，係咪先？我琴日先通完頂嚟，今日又通。屌你咩！我琴日6點鐘先瞓喎，今朝我10點幾又起身，黐線。點解會死晒嘅？The fuck？哇！條友完全係唔發覺㗎，條友死咗㗎喎，好嘢喎！
Here we go.
Maintenance required for adjacent automation.
Being you. That does it. Time for a drink.
又閂埋咗屌！咁前邊係咩啊？其實經呢邊係一樣嘅啫喎，係一鳩撚柒樣嘅啫喎。我經隔離嗰邊去都係一鳩撚柒樣嘅啫喎。嗰波乜鬼嘢嚟㗎？未見到，我執 Q 咗添。哇！屌！但係嗰度封住咗，嗰邊即得呢邊先行到過去。
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Hope's so much like Groundbreaker. I knew they were sisters, but it's eerie. Like walking in another universe where we all died.
我落咗去搭 lift 上返嚟喎，都係唔好。落咗去又要揾翻 lift 搭翻上嚟。如果落翻去就係頭先嗰度開唔到門嗰度嚟啫嘛，係嘛？係是但啦，落去啦。咦？唔係喎，第二度嚟喎。可唔可以俾我行上去及及啊？呢邊係呢邊唔係 Terra 2嚟喎，佢嗰個側邊嗰個星球嚟㗎。果不其然啊，係行唔返上去嘅，屌你！哎呀！哇！我直頭唔係潛業啦，根本就係無雙。我睇埋啲 log 先 ，status auxiliary log。 結果咁啊，跟住佢哋就死晒啦。
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing up. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die. Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
skip 啊！
Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
唔好過龍就得㗎啦。Do it.
In case I don't get another chance to say it, it's been interesting, Captain.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
Hold on to something. 30呢嚕，呢隻 Groundbreaker 咁大嘅太空站飛船，就咁喺個太陽系入邊玩超光速傳送，係咪先？即係你唔講翻句未對 Force be with you 都唔對唔住自己啊，係咪先？May the Force be with you。佢會唔會首先撞咗埋佢嗰個實驗室度先呢？哎，冇事。
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Oh. I feel like I've been turned inside out. Let's not do that again.
毀樣冇事，冇事啊，幾好啊，冇問題啊，係咪先？我哋落返地下。咁鬼死似 Mass Effect 嗰個 Suicide Mission 嘅喂，揀錯嘢會飛出，會冚家產死晒。有冇得撞爆嘅星球㗎？佢有冇一個係撞爆嘅星球啊？即係你知果龍嗰啲咧好難講㗎嘛。先，啲人冇 Q 升過啊！嗰啲全部都。 睇先。其實講翻啲房。OK。差唔多啦，呢個咪就係最後嗰度啊咁。
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from Dr. Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
Oh.
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible? How can I be of assistance? I'll be here.
嗱聲去啦，雖然我就喺側邊。喂，個伯死咗，咁邊個幫手？
Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
如果個伯死咗，咁邊個幫手復活啲咩啊？啊屌啊！等挨冇啊！
Here we go.
屌收皮啊！
Everyone all right?
好撚煩啊 ！MA damage 黐撚線嘅。哇！佢真係炸撚爛咗道門。哦，個阿伯都有放地雷嘅，都炸死唔少。嚇？唔知點啊？唉，要去揾佢張 key 卡出嚟。仆街啦！
You gotta teach me that.
À, 我明啦，屌！ 呢度 corporate pick 啊嘛，妖。113 seconds. Final entry. Only the Hope's colonists can forgive me for what I've done. I've got my looks with me, with my equipment, and I have this lab. Okay. Open panel.咦？ 哦。最緊要係條 nav key 原來。咁啊係啊，冇條 key 我點去嗰個星球呢？你唔夠翻個博士啊！將隻船開咗過嚟都係冇撚用啊！救翻個博士先。
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it. You...
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life. And you're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of near molten cell tuna down the conveyor while I'm trying to tune a belt.
Here, stand like me. Just so. Hips square. Lean forward a little. It's just equipment, and you're just an engineer using it.
Ah!
Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it. I promise.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Doc Wells never hurt nobody. Just a kindly old fella living by his lonesome up in the rings, tinkering at his table. The board just couldn't leave him be.
Breaking Phineas Wells out of a maximum security penitentiary. I can't think of a better lost cause to commit ourselves to.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really need to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
We're doing it, everyone. Strap in.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Let's go.我哋去啦。佢仲有呢個氣體星球啦，咁啊住唔到啊，冇人冇用噶啦。咁跟住呢個就係 Hephaestus。好近太陽，我都唔知住唔住到。呢個又係太遠，住唔到嘅。咁其實呢個太陽系其實我哋已經係玩晒㗎啦喎，梗係 save 啦。點 DLC 係氣體星球嚟㗎，乜柒都冇嘅上邊，你落唔到地㗎，點 DLC 法啊？
Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you returned, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
Well, of all the places to get arrested.
UDL does appreciate the courtesy you've done us by delivering yourself here. As a show of our deepest gratitude, we will make your execution quite swift. Alright, I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the idea of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that, just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
Talk to you later, Ada.
See you soon, Captain.
咁啊，我哋無雙殺過去啦，好冇啊？我哋唔好潛啦，我哋冇時間啦。啊！屌！好，衝啊！
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our
What's that noise? What was
The
that?
board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I'm breathing. Push on,
喂，
Marcus.
乜你哋打㗎？咁我仲偷張卡你做咩？打啦！乜你哋打㗎？早啲講啊嘛！
I'm warmed up now. Doing this. I'll get it. Nothing like a good tussle.
屌，打陣仲自己人添，都係唔好用，都係唔好用咩啦。 識唔識85啊？開鎖。啊頂啊！屌，主支大威級唔係喎，大威級 Max 都冇用喎。 但係威卡 Max 都冇用喎，都係唔會夠85呢嘅喎。係咯，我完全唔 expect 佢哋係打嘅喎。你打你就會出聲噶嘛，無啦啦咁樣。飲杯咖啡就夠啦，啱啱好夠，多5厘。誒？
On seeing the inside of this place.
I've got to admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Mm-hmm. 升埋呢個乜乜先。 咦，仲有一個噃。 OK。佢哋唔會突然間衝入嚟啦啩？
We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
哦，你唔使擔心啦，呢個我哋一定會殺晒啲人先走嘅，你放心。唉，咁啊，Tinker 玩武器 Tinker 咁耐做乜鳩啊？
Opening fire! Nailed him, Captain!
That's the last of them.
我其實都唔使執嘢啦，屌行啦！
This'll be fine!
Dead Eye Assault Rifle 2，屌！我而家冇工作台升喎。
Reminder, poor uniform maintenance will result in a citation.
I got a body here!
Nice one.
Investigate security patrol initiated. Looking for unauthorized sweeping the area.
Saw something. I'm gonna take a look.
Performing.
Mess him up! Mess with us! Got it!
Ừ, 我係傳統啲啦咁，搭 lift 啦。啊，有啊有啊有啊有啊有啊！睇先啊 ，Enterprise 唔係喎，CMP 都唔係好得喎 ，TNL 啊。 呢把嘢 DPS 高好多，屌！ 係啊，呢位嘢 DPS 高好多，屌！嚟，我整翻個靜音啊！唔撚使靜音啊！屌唔撚使靜音啦，戇鳩都無傷啦，仲靜咩鬼嘢音？佢而家呢個係 exact outside 啫嘛 ，post armor damage 都有加15。咩啊？呢把嘢前面邊有得買啫？而家先有一執啫嘛，前面商店買咁貴，不了啦。好，入去。先啊。Barrage。我哋睇先啊！我想開槍噶啦。
Take me. I thought the chasm outside Stellar Bay was deep. This makes me nauseous. Let me go. Stop.
Didn't even get our hands dirty.
唔潛行始終都唔係好夠喉啊！唔係喎，嗰邊有道門要屌！我入邊嗰啲人無動於衷嘅。哦，唔係佢哋喺樓上，嚇死我！我以為入邊呢度有人，但係佢哋完全唔理我添。誒 ，rap 埋都有意嘅。上面啲人係唔會理我嘅，咁就正啦。屌咁難射嘅喂
！Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Holy shit！
They won't try that again.
好彩我唔係玩潛入啫。啱啦啱啦，你哋呢啲幫手打下啱啦。兜過去啦！屌你老味，幫手啊！咦？哦，原來有秘道嘅，哇！sorry，完全冇理過。啊，原來咁樣可以兜入嚟嘅，哇！屌，哇！開心大發現啊，完全冇理過，sorry。咦？啱先手槍唔記得升添。我覺得我應該帶把 assault rifle 入嚟啊！屌你老味唔升，已經高攻過升，咁梗係直接換呢把啦。哇係，對頭先嗰個乜鬼嘢咪就喺呢度演講啊嘛？咁撚柒串。哦，原來你幫咗佢哋，救咗佢哋啲人，佢哋最尾嗰陣時會幫翻你打嘅。邊個？
I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there and fight!
Knife, Captain!
is it, huh?
Take a breath now, folks. Once we're up there, I suspect we ain't gonna have time to stop shooting.
啱啊！全力救翻阿博士先。
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost me, your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon. That crackpot's plan is ludicrous. We have steps, action items, budgets, and reports. All he's got is a guilty conscience and lofty dreams. In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however, I have only 2 words for you. Fuck off. No call for... you. Unbelievable bitch. Sophia should be the one wasting her time with you, but you killed her. I'll have you hanged, quartered, bankrupted. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Find the nearest cell and wait until I'm done here. Then I'll drag you to the executioner myself. Is that sarcasm? Do you know what I do to people who employ the lowest, most base form of humor? I fire them. Alas, as you are woefully unemployed, I'll have to do the next best thing and have you killed. In the next room is the finest automechanical purveyor of death ever made. Try not to scratch the paint with your skull, it was fucking expensive. Absolutely not. Akande was always the sociable one, not me. Need I repeat the magic 2 words?
係唔得嘅，嘴炮係呢個呢條友係冇嘴炮勝利法嘅。又一把，哦，好撚簡單啫。哦，玩到咁大嘅你！Fuck you.哇！佢究竟有幾多鐘咋？哇！屌啊！Sam， 佢叫 Ram 啦。OK。究竟有幾多鐘咋？黐線！我應該打 survival 入嚟嘅，屌！同埋要插撚晒家電箱嗰啲嘢，成件事真係好撚戇鳩。
Halcyon.
你咪諗住我仲俾你講嘢啊？係咪先？你啲係死於話多啊！
Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man? You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
係有好多隱藏嘅玩法，但係我真係唔想咧，明唔明啊？即係最緊要 roleplay 就係如果我喺嗰個情況之下係會點做啊嘛？就係、我真係做唔出，應承佢殺咗 Edgewater 嗰班人，點能夠做得出咧？係咪先？明明係我救翻佢哋噶嘛！
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Huh?
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with 2 hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name. And in no time, she was a fixture in the groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past, and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Oh， 聽日出街買 game 啦，耶！ 好啊，咁啊《The Outer World》咧就過一段落啦，起碼一週目係過一段落啦，一定嚇。咁啊，可能遲啲我會自己做翻第二週目嘅。咁就希望係會有人第時翻嚟睇個直播啦，好無聊到咁嘅地步啦嚇。咁所以都多謝，最後講多句多謝收睇。我哋聽日，我而家好煩喎，我買唔買5大訴求嘅 PS4 好咧？定係買啲 game 算咧？買 game 算啦，不如係咧，貴真係。我哋聽日小刀秀夫再同大家見面，拜拜。